Hi guys, it's April, and I'm gonna do a Top 5 Wednesday video. This has been a long time in coming, but I saw the topic and I decided it was something that I wanted to do, which is the whole point of Top 5 Wednesday. I will link all the information about Top 5 Wednesday down below. It is a wonderful reading group in which we give our top 5s of different topics, and you get to learn about different books and different stories. It's a way in which I usually expand my TBR, even though my TBR doesn't really need expanding. Doesn't. But it's still fun, so all the information will be down below in case you would like to find some more reads or if you would like to add your own list. So the top 5 Wednesday topic for this Wednesday is children's books. I have some really offbeat children's books. I love children's books because of the illustrations and things like that, especially when they get really whimsical. So my list consists of such whimsical natured books. We're just gonna get into this. The first one I want to mention is The Magic Bottle by Camille Rose Garcia. Camille Rose Garcia is a wonderful illustrator. I really like her style, and so when I found out that she had done her own children's book, I'm like, yes, I will read this story. Now, points of this story are hard to read because of the font. Got a little too artistic there. But overall, the message of this story is how we could be destroying the planet. It gets really political at points, but I really enjoy the illustrations for the story, so I had to put it on the list. Next, I wanted to bring up The Spindle and the Sleeper by Neil Gaiman, illustrated by Chris Riddle. Once again, the illustrations for this story is absolutely wonderful. This is a crossover of Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, and what Neil Gaiman does with this story, the power that he puts inside of it, I really liked. And even though it completely butchers some of my favorite fairy tales, I'm okay with what happened. I really am. Now, this is a children's story that I have kept forever and ever from my own childhood because it is just, oh, it is completely out there and I love it. I love it so much. And that is The Stinky Cheese Man. Yes. This is actually The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. It takes fairy tales and it twists it in such a odd fashion that I can't help but giggle and smile and reminisce every time I pick up this book. As you can guess, The Stinky Cheese Man is a recreation of The Gingerbread Man, in which a stinky cheese man is taunting people to chase him, and people really don't want to chase him because he's a stinky cheese man. So there are all kinds of tales that take the familiar and they twist it in a slightly dark and sarcastic way, and it's great and I love it, and it just, as you can tell, it makes me smile. It makes me smile so much. This list wouldn't make sense either if I didn't bring up Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. Peter Pan is one of my all-time favorite stories. It's one of those ones that just makes me feel good. When I'm down, I will read Peter Pan. I know there are some darker themes inside the story, but just the childlike nature of this story and how it just goes on the whimsy and the magical. I love it for that, which is why I probably have so many different editions of the story, because I like it so stinking much. And the final last children's story that I wanted to mention, I don't have a copy of yet. It is something that I really want to get into my library because I loved it so much, and that is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This story broke me. The nature of this story is so dark, and then the illustrations that are within this book itself, like. It just all came together in this heartbreaking, dark story that has forever been ingrained in my brain, which tells you right there that it is a story that bears repeating, and it is one that I do want to have on my library, that I do want to read to children in the future. So that is a thing that is going to happen. So those were my top 5 children's reads. Tell me down below what your favorite childhood story was, or if there's a children's book that you have read recently that you just really thought was well done. Tell me down below, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.